Greetings everyone, Corey here. Time for another midnight review. This time, it's going to be Godzilla versus King Kong. Or Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah, I think they took the king out uh, of the title for this one, because just so you don't mistake it with the older version. But pretty much, man, this was streaming. I saw it on streaming, and I'm probably going to try to see it in the theater if possible, because this movie definitely benefits from, I'm pretty sure it definitely benefits from being seen on the big screen compared to at home. Granted, of course, I did see it on my uh, ultra wide monitor, which is nice because when you get these ultra wide movies, it just fills the screen instead of having the black little borders on the edge, and that's just nice to watch. But yeah, so Godzilla vs. King Kong, flat out, was awesome. I think it delivers on the premise. I think it delivers on the fighting. It delivers on everything. Even the story that they had. The side story of the what was this? The behavioral animal expert guy from the Godzilla King of the Monsters, who developed the device which kind of incited and neutralized the Titans and awakened the Titans and everything. He's in it. He's heading, Monarch, which it's like a relief effort now. It's kind of like FEMA, pretty much, for monster Titan attacks and stuff. At least that's what it seems like. I'm sure that's part of it, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. Apex is in it. They're pretty much the bad guys, and like I said, the B plot with the daughter of the guy that's heading Monarch, with her friend and one of the inside guys from Apex who's trying to expose, what's going on. They're all behind the scenes and traveling and finding out all these different things. It about, I mean, the cat's out of the bag. It's Mecha Godzilla, right? I mean, it's in the trailer. The first trailer that they showed, he's in it. It is very brief. I missed it the first time until someone pointed it out. He's in it. He's in the first trailer. Uh, yeah, so Mechagodzilla's in it, and it's part of Apex. Apex is the one that's pretty much made him, and it's really cool. I mean, I don't know how much spoilers. I mean, okay, I won't spoil the fights that are in it, but of course we know Godzilla fights Kong. That's a given, and I gotta say, I really like the one thing I liked about how this movie was made is the cinematography. The camera work in it is really cool. Uh, yeah, we've had the mystery, ground level stuff from the first Godzilla movie. We've had the little more stylized stuff from Kong. More wider shots, more you know monster size. Not really getting the full scale of a lot of times of how big these guys are. King of the Monsters definitely, the Godzilla movies were more grounded, kind of, where the cameras are. Like, they seem more realistic, even when it's a scene where, yeah, it's completely CG, and it's a CG camera and stuff. But I think this one blends really well. Uh, it's a good mixture of all the Godzilla and King Kong movies, as well as giving us some new stuff. They really mess with the camera work, just because they mess with gravity in this one, going into the Hollow Earth setup and everything. It is really cool what they do with that. It's a very beautiful movie. Lots of excuse me. Uh, lots of colors, lots of visuals, lots of steady shots, lots of quiet moments, um, and of course, lots of action. There's quite a bit of action in this movie, definitely, for sure. But I do like some of the camera work that they do, even though it's not as realistic as some of the other ones where they have a more realistic kind of camera, shooting position. This one, they kind of do that GoPro fixed camera where the actors will have a fixed camera, attached to usually their chest, and it's facing toward them. So, you know, they're kind of steady in the shot, but everything around them is just crazy. And there's a couple shots there's two shots like that, which are really cool, really stuck out. But they're, ooh, excuse me, but they're just really cool. Like when you see it, you're like, okay, I was not expecting that in a giant kaiju monster movie, but it works. It works so wow. I'm really surprised that they did that, and I'm really surprised that it worked. There's a few other good shots. They definitely have fun with these camera angles. I mean, a lot more environments are, there's a lot more scenes and stuff that are very heavy, just pure CG. Um, I'm sure there's some realistic, practical scenes and stuff like that, but man, they, it all works. It just all works. It's really cool. It just all works. Uh, of course, the fight scenes, I don't want to spoil what happens, but, excuse me, sorry. I'm just, allergies are just making me all phlegmy today. But yeah, so the fight scenes and everything are great. Uh, it's really cool seeing, big giant monsters fighting. Let them fight, and they let them fight. There are some breakaways, but they're not as bad, I guess, so you could say, as compared to other like Godzilla movies or Kong movies, where they just literally just interrupt a lot of the fight scenes, or not show you the fight scenes, like in the first Godzilla, American Godzilla, uh, this monster, this Godzilla verse, and it's nice. But yeah, there's some really cool scenes. Just it's a very fun movie. It's a very action-packed movie. It's highly enjoyable. I mean, I'm a big Godzilla fan. You can kind of see him back there. Has some Godzilla pops, 6-inch pops that two of them are signed by the three puppeteers, the three guys that were in the Godzilla suit for the original Toho movies. And I'm a pretty big Godzilla fan. I loved Kong when it came out, Kong Skull Island. I've always liked King Kong. I mean, King Kong's always, he's a more sympathetic, just probably because he's more emotional in his, facial emotions and stuff. And we always have a connection to apes and monkeys as humans and stuff. So definitely there's more connection there because, he acts more human than Godzilla. Even though the Godzilla does have its moments in this movie where it's like, you could read what he's saying. uh, you could definitely read what he's, implying in his motions and in his attitude and his look. Even they seem to make him more expressive in his look, and you definitely know what's going on in Godzilla's mind. But man, there was just, I gotta say, I mean, yeah, just the CG animation was really great. It's, yeah, of course, it's, they make it look as realistic as possible. Of course, we know it, giant, you know 40, 50 story, 1,000-foot tall monsters fighting in a city and just literally destroying the whole city. Probably not going to happen in real life. Probably never will happen because physics. But, for what it's worth, it is realistic enough, uh, you know, to watch these guys fight. But man, as far as the human actors go, they all did a good job. They all did a fine job. There wasn't any. It definitely wasn't as focused on the humans as the monsters this time around. The monsters are definitely the biggest focus of this movie, which King of the Monsters definitely started focusing more on that. So yeah, it seems like they listened to what people wanted, and people wanted giant fighting monsters, and throw on a giant mecha too. Why not? And that's what we got, and it's enjoyable. It's definitely enjoyable. I do appreciate Warner Brothers releasing these movies both in theaters and streaming. HBO Max is gonna have a lot. I think this whole year, most of the big hit movies are gonna come out simultaneously, both streaming and online. So that's gonna be cool. I'm not sure what the next movie is though for HBO Max, but hopefully it's not too long of a wait because you know we're barely starting to get back to normal. We still have some ways to go, but yeah, it's starting to feel a little normal again. Just over a year now, but hopefully hopefully this year ends well. But so far, great movie, recommend it. I'll probably not my most favorite of these Godzilla Kong movies of this new monster kaiju verse, but definitely up there. Granted, I've loved them all. I can't say anything bad about any of them, but probably not my favorite. Almost, almost for sure. But till next time, guys. Later.